What happens when God hears the cry of his people? The story of Moses and the Exodus isn't just a historical account of freedom from slavery. It is a powerful testament to God's unwavering commitment to rescue and redeem his children. It's a story that echoes through the ages, reminding us that no situation is too desperate for him. Generations after Joseph brought his family to Egypt, the Israelites had grown into a vast nation. But their prosperity turned to peril. A new Pharaoh, who didn't remember Joseph or the history they shared, saw their numbers as a threat. He enslaved them, crushing their spirits with forced, brutal labor. The pyramids, the store cities, all built on the backs of God's people. In their suffering, their cries for help rose up to heaven, and God heard them. It was into this world of despair that a Hebrew child named Moses was born. Pharaoh had issued a horrific decree. Every newborn Hebrew boy was to be thrown into the Nile. But Moses' mother, Jochebed, full of faith and love, couldn't bear to lose her son. She wove a small basket, sealed it with tar and pitch, and placed her precious baby in it, setting him adrift among the reeds of the Nile. It was a desperate act of trust, and God was watching. In a twist of divine irony, the baby was discovered by none other than Pharaoh's own daughter. She felt compassion for the crying child, recognized he was one of the Hebrews, and decided to raise him as her own. So, Moses, the one destined to liberate the Hebrews, grew up in the very heart of Egyptian power. Educated in the palace, a prince of Egypt. Years passed. One day, Moses saw an Egyptian mercilessly beating a Hebrew slave. In a flash of anger, he intervened and killed the Egyptian, burying him in the sand. When his act was discovered, he was forced to flee for his life, escaping into the wilderness of Midian. For 40 years, the prince became a shepherd, a fugitive in a foreign land. It might have seemed like his story was over, his destiny forgotten. But God's timing is perfect. One day, while tending his flock near Mount Horeb, the mountain of God, Moses saw something extraordinary. A bush on fire, but not burning up. As he drew closer, a voice called out from the flames, "Moses, Moses!" It was God. He said, "I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying out because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering. So now go. I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt." Moses was terrified. He was full of excuses. Who am I to do this? What if they don't believe me? I'm not a good speaker. He was hesitant, afraid, and felt completely inadequate. But God met every excuse with a promise. "I will be with you." Reluctantly, Moses obeyed. Alongside his brother Aaron, Moses stood before the most powerful man on earth and delivered God's simple yet earth-shattering command, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh's heart was hard. He refused and even increased the Israelites' workload. So began a contest not between Moses and Pharaoh, but between the God of Israel and the false gods of Egypt. God sent 10 devastating plagues. The Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, turned to blood. Frogs, gnats, and flies swarmed the land. Livestock died, boils afflicted the people, and hail rained down from the sky. Locusts devoured what was left, and a palpable darkness covered Egypt for 3 days. With each plague, Pharaoh's heart grew harder. Finally came the 10th and most terrifying plague, the death of every firstborn son in Egypt. But God provided a way of escape for his people. He instructed them to take a perfect, spotless lamb, sacrifice it, and paint its blood on the doorposts of their homes. That night, when the angel of death passed through Egypt, it would pass over every house marked by the blood. This was the first Passover, a symbol of redemption that would point forward to an even greater sacrifice. That night, a great cry went up throughout Egypt, for there was not a house without someone dead. Shattered Pharaoh finally summoned Moses and told him to go, to take the Israelites and all their possessions and leave. At last, after 430 years of bondage, they were free. But their ordeal wasn't over. Soon Pharaoh changed his mind and pursued them with his entire army, trapping them against the shores of the Red Sea. With the sea before them and the chariots of Egypt thundering behind, the people were terrified. They despaired.
Do not be afraid.
But Moses declared, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today." God told Moses to raise his staff over the water. A mighty east wind began to blow, and the sea parted, creating a path of dry ground right through the middle of the ocean, with walls of water on either side. Israel walked through to safety. When Pharaoh's army charged in after them, God commanded Moses to stretch out his hand again. The walls of water collapsed, crashing down and completely destroying the Egyptian army. Standing safely on the other side, free and victorious, the people of Israel erupted in a song of praise. "I will sing to the Lord, for he is highly exalted. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation." The story of the Exodus is a powerful reminder that our God is a deliverer. He hears the cries of his people. He confronts the powers that enslave us, and he makes a way where there seems to be no way. The question for us today is this: when you find yourself trapped at your own Red Sea, with seemingly no way out, will you trust him to part the waters for you? Thanks for watching. If this story encouraged you, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear about God's power to save. See you next time.